Alright, hey guys, this is just a quick video to show off my Retaliator. I apologize for the condition of my workbench here, it's a mess. Didn't have time to clean it up yet. So, I'm sure you've seen some pictures of this thing. I just wanted to go over a brief overview of this, what this is and how it works. So this is a standard white Retaliator. I picked up at Goodwill for about $3. Didn't work very well. It only shot about 45 feet per second, and it was missing the little spring on the magazine catch. So it was just a piece of crap. Floated around in the trunk of my car for a while until a week or two ago I decided I was going to build an upgraded Springer. So this is what I did. Sanded it down, got a coat of duplicolor vinyl and fabric coating. It's charcoal gray. Awesome stuff. Matches the Nerf gray pretty well. So yeah, I painted the slide, painted the stripe. Did this. This is all just silver paint marker. You know, not the best way to go, but it works for me. Back here is the Modulus Stock shot. I picked this up a while back because I don't know why. It was a crappy blaster. It was very uncomfortable to use. It made the stock kind of floppy and just wasn't a good stock, wasn't a good blaster. So I cut it apart, took out the blaster internals, and just kind of chopped it off through here. And then I was left with a big hole. So I figured, well, I had a 3D printed magazine holder that was supposed to slide onto a tactical rail. The little clip broke off of it a while back, so it's just kind of floating around, and it fit in there pretty well. So it's held in place with some epoxy putty and some super glue, just to the one side, so it still does come out. And I apologize, I'm holding my camera with my hand. So, hold a spare magazine. I did, you can't see it, but there are screws internally here. Silver screw there. There's two of them inside there that keeps this from extending, because it's plenty long enough the way it is, and it makes it much more stable feeling. I took this part here, this was bright orange, so I just kind of vinyl dyed that, left the rest of it pretty much unmodified. Now this here is the interesting part. This was my kind of custom designed cheap do-it-yourself pump grip, and this is the second revision of it. I started off with the kind of more basic version I posted the other day, but after helping Josh with his, and he gave me some good ideas, and we kind of come up with some better ways to do things. So this is all held in place by friction only. So this, well, I lied, there's one screw, but this can easily be swapped out in just a matter of moments if you want to take it off. So this is a 1.25" PVC pipe. Just dremeled the inside out just a little bit so it slid over here. It's just nice and tight. This is a 1-inch PVC pipe barrel. It's wrapped in electrical tape a couple times till it was nice and tight to fit in here. Once again, no glue. Everything's just loosely fit together, but it does not come apart. And then we've got the pump grip is 1.25" PVC inside two 1.25" PVC couplers, and they're just kind of sanded down on the inside so the whole pipe would slide the whole way through, and vinyl dyed. On the bottom here, it's kind of hard to see because I don't want to take this off, but there's a Picatinny rail, 3D printed, just out in place with two screws, and vinyl dyed to match. This is a 1-inch PVC coupler. I spray painted orange. Got plenty of barrel space in the barrel. It does not seem to impact the dart flight at all. And then we come down to the priming bar, which I know a lot of pumps generally go back the sides. This gets removed or whatever, and you end up with big bars going back both sides, and I just didn't really want that. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I was getting ready to start doing that, and my buddy Josh suggested we do a top single bar on the top. So I thought, well, okay, how am I going to do that? So I started with a piece of 3-inch PVC pipe that I had just from another project, and I kind of just cut it out. Cut a length of that pipe, and it comes back and just kind of splits and goes around the tactical rail on the slide here of the Retaliator. Now this is a pump grip off of a Air Warriors, I don't know, something or other. Had 4 barrels. I took the barrels off for the shotgun attachment on this demolisher right here. This was the barrel attachment from that gun. I don't know what that's off of, but what the name of it was, but it doesn't really matter. This is just a single screw down into here to hold this on. Just a bolt, piece of foam to make everything tight. So now you can see this is just PVC. It kind of needs a little cleaning up yet. Probably it's not quite the straightest cuts. I did it all freehand with a Dremel. But it just snaps over the rail here and is held in place. And you don't really need that screwed on piece, but I figured you never know, in the heat of battle you don't want it to pop off. I took out the little orange retaining clip and replaced it with a T-nut. So I started with one of these T-nuts. I just kind of took it to the bench grinder and made it the shape, rectangular, so it would fit in there. Put a couple nylon washers over the shaft of it so it doesn't wobble as much, and it kind of just fits right in there. That way that single bolt, it's just a machine screw that can come down through there and tighten it down so it will not come off. But if you want it to come off, it does. So I'm going to set this down here. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall over. Just pop that off. Give that a twist. And it's off. So if I want to, I can run this as a pistol. Or, I can attach this barrel attachment here that I can't seem to do one-handed. And now it's got an undermounted Baron. I also am working on another version of this that has a shotgun Baron. It's not done yet. But it's pretty much it. I didn't do a real great job sanding that, it looks like. I'll have to fill that, fix that later. It's just dirt. Basic mods to this, I removed the locks, installed a 7K worker spring. It came with some little silicone pads for the plunger tube and a silicone ring to go inside the plunger tube and a new O-ring for the bolt. And took this thing from 45 feet per second up to, it's hitting pretty consistently between 95 and 105 according to my chrono barrel. So I know somebody's going to give me a hard time about that. Yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect. It's just, it is what it is. It seems pretty accurate to me. So that's my Retaliator. That's about all I have to say about that, I guess. I'm sure I forgot something, but it is what it is. Oh, this is a 3D printed foregrip. Buddy Josh gave it to me. Didn't fit quite tightly. The print wasn't quite what it needed to be, but used a few shims and it's nice and snug, and it works very, very well. It primes really nicely. So let's set that down for a second. We'll just reattach that. And I don't know if you can. Already had it primed, sorry about that. So just Now, as you can see, I did remove the jam door, just because that's the big downside to using a top priming bar, is there's no way to open the jam door, but that's a minor inconvenience. I don't mind having that open. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.